Global Leadership Group presents
Leadership Summit 2026.
Theme: Ethical Leadership for Sustainable Economic Growth.
Leadership Masterclass coming up.
See, if you really want to develop yourself as a leader, particularly as a woman, you need to invest in your development.
Quickly, organizations, yes, benefits from strong mentorship and sponsorship culture if you are able to increase the engagement, and then you grow individuals within the line.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Global Leadership Group from Ghana. Global Leadership Group, we have an aim or a goal of building the capacity of leaders from the government sector, corporate institutions, churches, everywhere. We build capacity for leaders. We know that when the leaders' capacities have been built, then they will be able to drive the goals or motivate or guide their teams to arrive at the goals for which the organizations have been established. So every month, the last Sunday, we come and get you creme de la creme resource persons to give us lessons on topics, contemporary topics that will help us. So this evening, I introduce to you our esteemed guest, the person of Mr. Frederick Nana Kwesi Isare. Joining us, he's a man who embodies the very spirit of creative leadership, a transformative digital strategy, and voice for engagement in both corporate and civic spaces. He's not only a tech leader, but also a purpose-driven with the mind behind Open Tax Ghana, a civic tech initiative designed to promote transparency and accountability in Ghana's tax system, a bold move to bridge digital innovation and social impact. As a guest on today's show, Nana will be sharing insights how creative leaders can challenge traditional norms, overcome fear, and develop innovations that are not only original, but also meaningful and marketable. Please join me in welcoming our special guest, a true champion of innovation and original thinking. Hello, sir. You're welcome.
Hello. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you for such a introduction. I appreciate. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our listeners. Since we are all in different geographical locations, You're all welcome to this special program from Global Leadership Group. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, our topic today is leading through influence, not authority. Leading through influence, not authority. So, we start with this. Mr. Sari, so please, when you hear the phrase leading through influence, not authority, what does this mean to you personally?
Okay. Before I go into it, let's try to define those two words that we find in this statement: authority and influence. When we talk about authority, what do we mean by authority? From a definition point of view, authority may be defined as a formal right or power granted by position or title to make decision and enforce compliance. So with this simple definition, we can now understand what authority is. Authority is when you are granted a formal position or title to make decision and enforce compliance. Whereas let's look at what influence is. So influence in this short definition I'll give is the ability to shape beliefs, behaviors, and outcomes through respect, persuasion, and credibility. So in these two things, we find two major, similarities. It's giving power. You have the ability to do something, the ability to make decision, the ability to enforce compliance. So, but as your question comes, what leading through influence, not authority? Not to say leading through authority is not maybe a positive something. It's also a positive something. But here we are emphasizing on influence, which is the ability to shape beliefs. You know, when you have the ability to shape beliefs of people, you have the ability to shape outcomes through respect, persuasion, and credibility. So I've stated three things here: respect, persuasion, and credibility. So with this short definition, I hope it can as well help us understand the topic as it's been opened. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you so much. So please, can you think of a time when you had to lead people or drive a project without having the official title or authority to do it? And how did that pull you? How did you pull it off?
Okay, so let me first situate myself in this question. I'm an IT manager at a firm. So the IT, we give support services. As much as IT, you have the authority as an IT manager, you interface with a number of departments where probably your authority don't stretch to. So in this case, what works better is your influence, is your credibility, is your skills and consistency. So leading, as your question, can you think of when I led through influence? We needed to drive a change. We had a new way of, doing things, implementing a service for the organization, an IT service. Since it's a service, you can't just use authority to let people comply with the services you are bringing them. Although the services will make their work easier, it's not by pushing it down their throat. It's by influencing them, changing their belief, making them understand, using your soft skills to make them understand that the services you are bringing about will make their life easier. Is to get them to side with you, to understand. It's not just by using your authority to say, okay, this is the policy, this is how we should do it, and you leave it at that side. Such authority may not bring sustainability in the service you are delivering. So you need influence. In this case, you need emotional intelligence. You need to understand the people. You need to analyze the people you are going to take your services to, understand them, get them to buy into what you are about to provide for them. So in such instances, although you may be given the formal authority to do that, yes, you are a project lead, but if you go just by authority, you may not get the task done as a service to those departments. You are ahead in your section. Yes, you have the formal authority under for people who are under you, but when you transact, traverse it to other departments, you just need influence. You just need consistency. You just need integrity to make them understand. So, as I'm saying, for instance, we had a project that although I wasn't physically there, but I was able to influence remotely because of my consistency with that branch, because of my skills shown to them, my accessibility and all those things. I didn't need to be there physically to show authority. I was able to influence through understanding them, got my services across to them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, you are very right. You are very right. So skills shown for them to have the trust and belief and confidence in you, and also your consistency. That is very true. It's very true. Thank you so much. So, please, in your view, what makes someone naturally influential as a leader, even if they are not the boss?
Yes, influential as a leader. So I will state that there are three core attributes you need to have. You need to have integrity. People trust consistency more than charisma. When you are consistent with your integrity, people will trust you than just your charisma. I also state that competence is also a vital attribute you need to have. Influence is sustained by skills. People follow those who deliver. If you are able to deliver and you're competent, yes, your influence may be seen. And you also have to lead, through empathy. Influence grows when people feel seen, heard, and understood. As I said, when they feel they are seen, they are heard, and they are understood, naturally you can influence them. So natural influence blend of head, heart, and hands, intellect, emotion, and action in harmony. So you need to have the empathy. You need to have blend the head, what people understand, with their heart. That's the emotional intelligence aspect. And their hands. You make sure you do for them to follow. That's your skills, your competency, and intellect, your emotions and actions in harmony. All those things need to be in harmony. Your integrity, your competence, and your empathy. With such attributes, you could lead through influence. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So trust and credibility seem to be a big piece of influence. So how do you personally build that kind of trust with the people you work with?
So let me state this. Trust is the currency of influence. You understand me? Trust is the currency of influence. Its end is something you need to earn. You can't just dictate or order people to trust you. It's something you need to earn. And how can you earn the trust, which is the currency for influence? True reliability. You need to be reliable. Do what you say you will do. Not that what people suspect you. Do what is expected of you. That's reliability. Transparency is also another attribute that you can build for credibility. Transparency, communicate openly. Even when the truth is uncomfortable, you should be able to state the fact and the truth, even if it's uncomfortable, for people to gain your trust. You don't need to sugarcoat and try to say things that are not the fact. Transparency. And the third one I'll state is respect. Respect. Treat everyone as valuable, regardless of rank. You know what you want to be done to you, or what you feel should be given to you, if it's turned, you should be able to give to the other people, those you are leading, those under you. Respect, as we say, is earned, just as reliability, just as trust and transparency. So 3 attributes, I would say: reliability, transparency, and respect. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, please, how important is emotional intelligence in this whole idea of leading to influence? And what does that actually look like day to day?
Yes, so I'll say it's everything, you know. Emotional intelligence is the bridge between logic and loyalty. It is the bridge between logic and loyalty. It allows a leader to sense mood, adapt tone. So when you are in an environment, you sense the mood. You know when to use your tone, whether to raise your tone to get something done or to bring your tone down for people to understand you, and navigate resistance gracefully. You know, when you're able to, as a leader, sense the mood, adapt to the tone in the environment, and navigate resistance. In navigating resistance, it's gracefully. You can do it easily. On daily basis, it looks like pausing before reacting. You need to pause before you react. Think about what the environment is telling you, what the people sitting there, the mood of the people. You heard the report from somebody. You don't just react. You just need to understand what came to you. Internalize it before you react. Where IQ measures how smart you are, whereas IQ measures how smart somebody is, intelligent, emotional intelligence measures how far leadership travels. I can repeat myself. Whereas IQ measures how smart somebody is, having emotional intelligence measures how far your leadership will travel. You can be smart in ways. Can it sustain you? In this, our new environment, whereby we have the new generational Gen Zs, when you're working with such people, your IQ alone cannot take you as a leader. You need to be emotionally intelligent, and that's what will sustain you as a leader. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this very important points that you are telling us. So, I'd like to know something. A lot of younger or emerging leaders struggle to be heard when they don't have formal authority. So, please, what advice do you give them to be able to help them in this regard?
So I would say leadership is a personal trait that people need to develop. So you lead from wherever you are. There's a book I read, Leading from Behind.
Okay.
You can lead from behind. It doesn't mean you need to have the formal authority or giving the position before you lead. You don't need the title to be impactful. You need credibility and consistency. You don't just need the title. As I stated earlier on, you need the credibility. You need your credibility. You start small, take ownership, volunteer solution, and uplift others. In such doing, you grow your influence naturally when people realize they can depend on you, on your energy and your integrity. Respect is granted to position, by influence is earned by people. If I can reiterate it, respect is granted to position, but influence is earned by people. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much. But I wish you can repeat that sentence, that particular sentence for me.
So
Respect
what respect is granted to position. As you are in a position, yes, people will grant you all the respect. Yes, because you are. It's a formal position given to you. You have the position, you have the title, you are the CEO. Yes, people will just give you the respect. So respect is granted to position, but influence is earned by people.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
earn the influence
And the
through
influence.
consistency, your integrity, your skills, your competence. You earn through
Competence.
influence. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Another saying is influence cannot be granted to you if you don't have the set skills. But
Yes.
definitely on a structured environment, in a formal environment, you can be say you are the CEO. Everybody will respect you for that. But are you influential? Have you earned the trust from the people? Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's very true because um so the position, because you are occupying that position. So whether the employees or other team members like it or not, they have to do yes sir or yes madam to you. But how are you able to influence them naturally, like you're saying, by showing your integrity, your skills, consistent, competency and all that. So that will make you earn the ability to be influential, to influence them. So if I remember what you said in the other one, you said one time the person that you were able to influence because you have earned the consistent, like you have been consistent with them, they have trust in your skill set, the way you guide them and everything. So you are able to influence them to do what they have to do, right? If I got you right.
Yes, you influence them because I learned from the position I am. I work with other departments where I don't necessarily have the authority there. So in such cases, you use your influence to get things done, not just your authority. Yes, when you get there, you tell them to do this. They don't report directly to you. They may do it just in front of you. Your authority can grant that, but is it sustainable? What will sustain it is your influence.
Okay, sure. All right. Thank you so much. So now I want us to talk about communication. Okay. So please, how do great leaders use their voice, body language, or even listening skills to influence others? Particularly, talking about communication, how do great leaders use their voice, body language, or even listening skills to influence others?
Um, I think your line was breaking, but I can understand what you were trying to. How do great leaders use communication to influence others? How do you use
Yes.
communication to influence others?
Yes.
So communication is everything. How well you communicate is everything. Communication, as we study in schools and things, comes in various forms. You know, influence travels through tone, timing, and truth. Influence travels through tone, the tone of your voice, how you go about it, your timing, and the truth you communicate. So by voice, you need to be clear and consistent. By voice, you need to be clear and consistent. Get the feedback before you continue. If you give an instruction, read the room. Get that what I'm trying to communicate. Do you get me? Get the feedback before you continue. You just don't need to assume you said it so everybody understand it. You understand me? Be
Yes.
clear and consistent. People follow certainty, not volume. There's how certain you are about what you are saying, not just by how you said it, but how certain. You should be certain when you're giving instruction. Do this, do it this way, and I want the feedback this way. You instruct, not just go and do this, and you expect them to just do it as you think they've understood it. So getting feedback from your voice is important. Your body language. Confidence without arrogance speaks before words do. So as I say, confidence. Your confidence, even without confidence, sometimes may be misinterpreted as arrogance, but you should be able to distinguish those two when you are projecting confidence. In this part of our culture setting, sometimes you are confident about certain things, you say it the way, but as emotional intelligence you should be certain about the environment. Am I projecting confidence or am I being arrogant? So feedback is important. Your body language speaks before words do. The way and mannerism you carry yourself, it speaks louder than even how people listen to you. Another third attribute in communication or point is listening. The most persuasive leader are often the best listeners. The most persuasive leaders are mostly the best listeners. What do I mean by that? You need to listen, not just the words the person is trying to tell you, but on unspoken words of the person is when you know that you are listening to the person, not just maybe the grammar or the tone of what you are listening, but the unspoken words. You listen deeply. Influence is not how loud you speak, but how deeply your words resonate. So when you are speaking, you need to speak from your heart. When you are listening, you need to listen from the standpoint view of the person talking to you, not only from your standpoint that, okay, I know what he's saying this and that. No, you need to listen. Thank you very much. So these three traits in communication, your voice, your body language, and your listening ability can also impact on how you influence people. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we'll be going on a short break. Thank you.
Thank you.
Global Leadership Group presents
Leadership Summit 2026.
Theme: Ethical Leadership for Sustainable Economic Growth.
Leadership Masterclass coming up.
Okay, welcome back. Um, so I'll read some comments from our um, viewers. In God we trust says consistency, transparency, and reliability. Very necessary. Thank you, Nana. Chris Bem's production says great. He was commenting on one of um, the comments. Chris Bem production says influence is end. I like this. Chris Bem production still says influence is end. I like this. He repeated it twice. Repeated it. So in God we trust says I've learned that leadership is a personal trait. Respect is associated to position, but influence is earned. Great piece. Thank you, Nana. Great. Yeah. So we have our second guest speaker who has joined us. I'm about to introduce him. He's in the person of Mr. Ebenezer A. Lai. Mr. Ebenezer Lai is a is a cyber security professional with expertise in vulnerability penetration testing, threat mitigation. His career balances hands-on technical roles, such as his current position as a cyber security analyst, with a strong background in safety. Before moving to Canada, he built a significant academic career in Ghana, where he served as a senior lecturer and head of the Technical Career Department at Valley View University.
Thank you very much.
Great. So, Mr. Lai, please, I'll ask you. We were treating the topic leading through influence, not authority. So, let's ask, a lot of people struggle when they don't have formal authority. A lot of young people struggle have formal authority. What advice will you give to help them?
The question I was not able to hear very clearly. Sorry.
All right, I'll take it again. I was saying a lot of younger or emerging leaders, right? They struggle to be heard when they don't have formal authority. So, what advice will you give them? Any students, early influence? What advice would you give them to help them?
Okay. Thank you. So I believe there's actually a huge challenge in the environment we find ourselves, okay, where age is automatically equated with wisdom and the feeling that a young person has little to bring to the table. Some suggestions I'll give to the younger people who are trying to be heard at the table is first, try to earn respect through competence, okay? So you don't come to the table and demand to be heard. Instead, you become so good at your job that people have to listen to you or be the most reliable person on the team or on the project you're working on. That will make you be the point of contact. So the quality of your work will speak for you and you'll be called to the table. The other insight I would offer is always try to follow protocol. We have the tendency to think that the older or those who are more senior are doing it the old way or the old-fashioned way. Okay.
Yeah.
It's important to accept that these protocols or these systems have been tried and tested. They can be improved, but you don't come to the table to say, oh, this thing was a really bad method or bad process we're using. No, try to come to the table saying that, okay, we appreciate the process, we appreciate the protocols or the systems that we are using, and then try to bring your improvement. So you can offer insight by trying to follow what is existing there and then building up on it. Another way to be heard as a young or emerging leader is to find a mentor. Okay, this
Yeah.
is a more modern approach, because when you find somebody who can mentor you, they're able to guide you on how to push ideas, push suggestions, and bring other valuable insights to the table in a manner which is widely accepted by the bigger group. And usually that tends to be the more senior people in that team or in that project that you're working on.
Okay.
There's a there's a proverb. I will not try to say it in Chi because my Chi is very bad. But there's a saying that the person who climbs up the tree is pushed. So once they see that you're trying to build a mentor, get a mentor, and let somebody help you make a difference at the table, then other people will hear you. Then the final suggestion I'll also give is try to build a network of peers. Don't just focus on influencing people above you. Try to build strong and supportive relationships with your colleagues. Okay. When broomsticks, the proverb, when broomsticks are bound together, they cannot be broken. So when you create a united group of people of the similar voice, definitely to be difficult to ignore the voice from these people. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you too. So, how important is emotional? Same to you, Mr. Light. How
Okay.
important is emotional intelligence in this whole idea of leading through influence? And what does that actually look like day to day?
Okay. So for me, I'll say emotional intelligence is not a soft skill, but it's a survival skill. And what is usually left unsaid is often more important than what is actually said. And day to day, emotional intelligence or emotional quotient looks like this. Sometimes when people talk, you need to read between the lines. Okay, this is a very critical part. You have to understand the culture or the context and the people are talking. Sometimes in our culture and the way we've been brought up, we find it difficult to say no directly to somebody who is asking us to do something which we know we cannot do. And we do this to preserve harmony and to preserve that cordial environment. So sometimes when the person says yes, their yes is not I will do it, but their yes is I hear you. So these are things you need to be able to pick on and know. Maybe instead, if you throw something to somebody in a meeting and the person says yes, will you do this? And the person says yes, he's just saying yes so that the meeting will progress. So you need to be able to gauge this. So again, reading between the lines is important. Then you try to learn and master non-verbal cues. Okay, pay attention to people's body language. So, and again, as part of our good upbringing, when you're talking to somebody who's a bit senior, you don't look them straight in the face or straight in the eye. Okay. Whereas in other cultures, when you are not looking the person straight in the eyes, they perceive you as being evasive. Okay. So a leader or somebody with a high EQ reads the room, gauges the moods and posture and expressions of the people in the room, and uses their own calm demeanor to build the rapport within that room. And then finally, you need to control your emotions. Publicly showing anger or frustration is not something you should be doing. It causes a lot of fear and discomfort among those who are in your team or those you're leading. Okay, so an emotionally intelligent leader person maintains their composure. They handle conflict privately, and this signals maturity.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your response. So please, Mr. Lai, in your view, what makes someone naturally influential as a leader, even if they are not the boss?
Okay, so naturally influential.
Yes. Even if
Usually,
boss.
yes. Okay, even if they're not the leader. So normally when you're growing up, the person who tends to lead when you're growing up in, let's say in your small groups, is the person who is the loudest, okay, or the person who's most charismatic and able to garner people around them. But I believe that there are natural traits which are subtle, which actually make people better or better influential leaders. The first is humility and respect. I'll say arrogance is the fastest way to lose influence. So a truly influential person shows respect to those elders or those older than them. They acknowledge their contribution and the contribution of others, and they are careful not to make anyone feel bad in that environment. So humility and respect. The other one is patience. Influence is built on relationships. And we know that because we usually tend to say it's who you know. That's how you're able to progress in some situations. So influence is built on relationships. And relationships cannot be rushed. You have to invest the time in people and understanding them and then building trust among them so that we're able to garner that influence that we desire. Another trait I would say is integrity. In a business environment where we sometimes face challenges with people who are trying to outsmart each other, okay, a person whose word becomes their bond becomes very credible and very powerful. Their reliability becomes the foundation of their credibility. So if you say no to something, you have to stand for what you mean when you say no. And the last suggestion I would give is having a communal spirit. People will naturally support someone who is working for the good of the group. So an influential person shares knowledge, they help others, and they show genuine concern for the team's well-being. They are like in our situation, like the chief, who is described as a forest where everyone can go to find something of value.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Lai. So, yeah. So, Mr. Frederick Asare, so please, influence, I like to ask you, influence can be powerful, but it can also be misused. So, please, how do you keep your influence ethical and aligned with the right intentions?
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Happy.
Yeah, welcome.
Influence must always serve a noble purpose. You understand? Influence must always serve a noble purpose. As you said, influence is a very powerful tool. When you have the ability to influence people, you have the ability to shape their beliefs. You have the ability to shape their outcomes. you have the ability to even negatively influence them in the sense of manipulating them. So I always say, when you have an influence over a certain group of people, your intention always needs to be noble. When it becomes self-serving, it turns into manipulation, and we all know what manipulation is. It's a bad influence, making people do what, on the normal circumstances, they will not do. Just because you have ways of influence them, you can then start to manipulate them. So, as I said, influence should always be noble. It shouldn't be self-serving. The moral compass of every leader should be guided by these three filters. I'll say filters. You need to be truthful. Is what I'm saying accurate? What I'm trying to make these people do, is it the right thing? Am I telling them the truth? Am I shaping their outcomes, the way they do things, in a manner that is not self-serving, but will have a positive impact in their life also. The next thing is your intent. Is it for the greater good? Your intent that you are using to influence them, is it for a greater good, or is it self-serving? Am I trying to influence these people just for my purpose? Just manipulating them because I have such influence of them, because I'm able to touch some aspect of them that they even don't recognize, that you are really ordering them in that manner. So in every way, when you have influence over other people, your intent should be always positive. Is it for the greater good? And the third one I would say is impact. Will it uplift or exploit others? What is the impact of this, your influence you have over these people? Is it exploiting them, or is it give them a positive impact? Is for achieving a set target that benefit all of us, that benefit them in their own interest also. So the impact of your influence should always be positive. Real influence uplifts people's dignity. You know, when you have real influence and want to evaluate how influential you are, the question you have to ask yourself, am I uplifting the people I have this influence over? Because in time and season, people also evaluate what influences them. In time and season, people also evaluate what influences them. When they find out that the influence you have over them is negative, that's when you lose your influence on them. So ethically, you should be looking at these three things. When the moment you find out that you can change the outcome, you can shape the beliefs of people, you can change their behavior, you need to look at these three things: truth, intent, and impact. Positive impact. Am I saying the truth? Is my intention pure and not self-serving? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Lai, in a world where so many teams are remote or hybrid now, how can leaders still inspire and influence people they rarely see in person?
Okay, so I think this is a huge challenge for us, because building trust, or the way we've been building trust over the years, is so dependent on face-to-face interaction, or the handshake, or probably eating some gobe during lunch, or maybe reading the room. So everything has always been in person. But the rise of remote work, it forces us to be more intentional about building influence. And a few suggestions I would give would be, first of all, try to be intentional with small talk. Okay. Since everything is remote, you can't rely on bumping into someone in the office or on the corridor to have your chit chat. So you have to probably schedule regular, informal, one-on-one video calls and dedicate the first few minutes of that call to what I'll call the vital check-in, asking how is the family, how was your weekend, and more or less like digitally replicating the rituals of greeting that we've developed back in the real office environment. So that is the first one, is be intentional with small talk. The other one is trying to focus on results and not presence. We have the tendency that we want people to show up, but we don't focus on what they do when they show up. Okay. If you're in a team and probably you're leading a team, trust your team. Okay. Shift the focus from monitoring when they are online, okay, on their status is showing that they are online or active, to the quality of their work. Okay. So giving somebody autonomy is a powerful way of showing that you trust them. And once you do that, they will return that trust with loyalty. The other thing you can do is over communicate with empathy. Okay. So without some non-verbal cues, messages can easily be misunderstood. And I think we've all experienced this. You'll be smiling and send a text message. Somebody reads a message and they take it, they think you're probably angry when you're sending it. Okay, so we have to be over communicate with empathy. Okay, so messages can be easily misunderstood. You have to be extra clear in your writings. Sorry. Proactively check in on your team's morale, acknowledging the unique stresses of remote work, because everybody thinks remote work. Sorry, it seems I have a bad.
No problem. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Everybody thinks that remote work is, oh, I'm not really sitting down and working. So there is stress related to remote work or working in a remote environment. So we need to make sure we over communicate when it comes with empathy. Yeah, so those are my suggestions.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So we need to be intentional. That's the part that I really wrote down. We should be intentional about the small talks. Yeah. Thank you so much. So Mr. Sari, please, if you could leave our audience with just one takeaway, what golden rule for leading through growth instead of authority would it be for you? Did I take it?
So let me say, yes, please. Can you come again? I think the line was a bit.
The line was Sure. So I was asking you that if you could leave our audience with just one takeaway, one golden rule for leading through influence instead of authority, what would it be?
I'll simply put it: lead people, not processes, and inspire belief, not obedience. So you lead people, you identify them as, yes, these are valuable human beings, not just concentrating on the process to get something done. Then also you need to inspire belief, not obedience. You need to inspire people to believe in what they are doing, not just being obedient to you. but they also find themselves in whatever instruction or whatever thing you are instructing them to do as a leader. You need to find a way to let them believe, because in the end, leadership isn't about power over people. It is not just having authority and power over people. It's about power with people. It's about power with people. Power with people, not just power over people. When you inspire others to see themselves in the vision or whatever goal you set, whatever influence or whatever vision you set, when you are able to let them see themselves in their vision, you transcend authority and enter the realm of influence. I hope it's clear.
Yes.
So whenever you are able to inspire people to believe in the vision, you transcend authority. You enter in the realm of influence, where real influence really bring commitment of people, not just the obedience. You bring commitment. So a single line or statement I will push across is lead people, not processes. You always have to distinguish that. Is it just I want things to be done? Is just that's following the policies and the process, or am I leading the people and inspire people to believe in the vision and not just courting their obedience. So I think I can leave this statement as one golden rule for leading through influence.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Lai, if you could leave our audience with just one takeaway, one golden rule for leading through influence instead of authority, what would it be?
Okay, thank you. I would say that authority is the title the company or the organization gives you, but influence is the respect that people grant you. So don't try to be the boss, but rather seek to be the person whose advice is sought for, or whose help is valued, or the person whose character is trusted. So you build relationships with integrity, and your influence will build itself. And to end with a proverb, one of our proverbs, a large chair does not make a king. So your title that you get from the organization can get you the seat, but only your character and your service to the people around you can make them truly follow. And that is the heart of true leadership.
Thank you so much. Build relationship with integrity, and a large chair does not make a king.
King, yes.
Does not make a king. Wonderful, wonderful. So, Mr. Lai, Mr. Frederick Nana, Mr. Ebenezer
Kwesi.
Kwesi.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an campaign name.
Thank you for correcting. Oh, okay. Mr. Frederick Nana Kwesi Asari. I'll mention it wrongly again. I've learned it. Yeah.
Some people also.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. Hello. Hello.
Hi, I think you just dropped a little bit, but you're back.
Yes. You were saying something. I didn't hear the last part. You were saying some people also something.
Call it Kwesi.
Oh,
Kwesi.
Kwesi. Oh, okay. That's a very nice name. and also Mr. Ebenezer A. Live. On behalf of Global Leadership Group, I want to say a very big thank you, very, very big thank you for to both of you to take time off your very busy schedule to be with us in this program. Thank you so much for all that you've taught us. God bless you. And to our viewers also, thank you for joining. Very sure you have learned a lot from these our esteemed, very experienced guest speakers. So next month by this time, Global Leadership Group will come your way with another very interesting topic to help you build your capacity as leaders. So thank you very much, and God bless you. And goodbye.
Global Leadership Group presents
Leadership Summit 2026.
Theme: Ethical Leadership for Sustainable Economic Growth.
Leadership Masterclass coming up.